Hey, what's going on, guys? This is I guess nobody here. I really need to get me a name so I can introduce myself in my videos. Uh, Today I got the Benchmade AFO 2. The number on it is the 9052. The steel you have is 154 cm. There's your patent number and everything if you want that. Alright, guys. Let me start by saying, for me, this knife was a lot of firsts. It's my first auto. This is an automatic knife. Show you the action on it real quick. Very snappy. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This is my first actual Tonto. Like, I don't want to say real, but this is my actual first Tonto. And this is my first really useful serrated knife. This is like one of the two serrated knives I have. The very first knife I ever owned was given to me by my brother, and I don't even know what it's called. It was a Winchester or something or another, and I carried it for about 2 years before getting another knife, and that's the only other serrated one I have, and it has led me down the path of evil of buying many knives, including this one. So the big reason I got this one is working on and around the water. I work with a lot of boats and stuff, and we have to cut a lot of polyurethane lines, and it's a very plasticky kind of line, and ours are about 3 inches thick in diameter, and they can be hard to cut, and the serrations for me really just rip it open, or rip the lines apart, rip through them. It's great. I got the Tonto because a buddy of mine, a real good friend, who I work with, he has a sawed Tonto serrated, and it's kind of like a tribute to my bro, if you want to say that. So if I ever got another one, I would definitely get the Spear Point, still serrated. The black coating on it is a necessity for me. I don't like the satin look on it compared to the black. I've used this knife a lot. As you can see, there's a lot of marks on that blade. I just took it apart and cleaned it, so there's not really a lot of fingerprints. Oh, there we go. It doesn't really take fingerprints at all. Okay, but you can see a lot of the marks on that blade, and that's the only real damage right there at the tip. Right there, that's the only spot where it's actually going through, is on the tip of the blade. Other than that, everything else is just really a mark on the coating that they put, which is, I think it's DLC coating. But yeah, guys, this is the Benchmade AFO 2. Great knife. I said my first auto, first Tonto, first real serrated knife. I'd say the first thing that pops out at you is just how big it is. It looks a lot bigger on camera than it does in person. It is very thick, but I'm not sure what these handle materials are, but it's actually surprisingly light. They are very grippy handles. They do very good, very ergonomic knife. If there's one thing I could change about it, it would be just to make this little lip right here on the handle flat with the knife, because it doesn't really take away, I guess, but this part is really slippery on the spine of the knife, and most people don't cut like this. That's just not comfortable. They cut, kind of choke up on the knife a little bit. Yeah, guys, the button on this thing was made kind of specifically for work gloves. It protrudes a lot, as you can see. And it works perfect with gloves. I don't have any with me right now, but I use leather gloves on a daily basis, and this thing does what it's supposed to do. On something flat, you would think that button, as far as it protrudes, you would think it would, putting it down on the side like that, oh, it's going to come out. Well, they did it so perfect. I guess it's kind of squishy. The Benchmade really thought about that. It does stick out. Let me show you. Hold on. Sorry, crappy lighting. Okay, so as you can see, there's some rock to it, but if you try and come on. Okay, not focusing. Anyway, you can still get the idea. If you push on this knife, it is flat now. I'm pushing on it. It is not going to open. I'm trying not to close the blade at all. If you notice, that button is now flush with the actual handle scale. And it just needs a little bit of extra oomph to come out. So if you're worried about putting this thing down and it opening accidentally, probably not going to happen. Okay, the way I use it with my gloves. Oh shit, got another knife. Ugh. Okay, the way I use it with my gloves, obviously it's in my pocket. And like I said, I don't really have gloves right now. Yeah, I do. Hold on. Okay, got me some new gloves because I don't want to run downstairs and get my oily ones. Okay, so in the pocket, pull it out. It's great. Button. Do my cut. The way I close my knife, bring it to my hip, close it with my leg, and finish with my hand. Okay, so just like that. Open. One solid motion. I see a lot of people doing like this, and it's just not fast enough for me, guys. Whenever I'm done with my knife, I gotta be done with it. So open it, cut, just like that. Okay, open it. One solid motion. Okay. Now I know a lot of you think, oh god, you're gonna cut your finger off like this. Push the button, guys. That is just having your fingers closed like that and doing it is just not natural. Okay, it's not comfortable to do. Show it going back in the pocket. Perfect. And these new gloves are a little slick, but anyway, only got one hand. Okay, so yeah, this thing is great with leather gloves. Highly recommend it for that. Yeah, some good stuff. The glass breaker. Sorry about the lighting. It's not scary pointing. It doesn't come to a really sharp point. It's just perfect. Lanyard hole. One big thing I love about this knife, because I do take apart all my knives, is all the screws use the same Torx bit. So you don't have to worry about switching them out halfway through, like do the pivot and then come back with another one and do the handle ones, which I know that sounds so minuscule, but as somebody who likes to take apart their knives a lot, it's kind of a big deal. Okay, this thing has great action. Let's see. Okay. It does not ride on anything. As an automatic, you would think it would have, I don't know, I guess washers or something. I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't, but it's literally just handle, then blade. There's not a washer in there. There's nothing in there between that. Just the spring that is recessed into this side. There's a little hole cut out on the inside of this. The spring goes in there. There's a little hole in the blade, and that's it. There's nothing else. But it is wicked smooth. It's not rubbing up. Here, I'm doing that by the microphone just to show you how smooth it is. Yeah, it doesn't ride on anything. The safety on it is very positive. And what I mean by that is it's not going to accidentally engage or disengage. It has about 3 to 5 clicks before it's fully there. Okay, so okay, doing like that, it is not engaging, and then locking it is now locked. Button is not pushing. Okay, if it's in your pocket and you're worried about it, it is not coming off. I don't think you're going to be walking that hard. Okay, the lock does work both ways, so if it's open and you decide to lock it for some safety reason, that button is not going to push. Okay, there it is pushing. No. Okay. let's see, a big thing for a lot of people may be the 4-position pocket clip. You got it up here, down here, which is obviously where I carry it, and the same thing on the other side. Putting it up here looks a little ridiculous because you have that much knife sticking out of your pocket, and it is pretty funny. So I switched it to this. That's how I carry all my knives, is tip up, right hand carry, and so I just felt natural. And yeah, as I just showed you, this button is not going to accidentally press. It's very positive. Okay, you literally almost got to push it all the way in for it to open. So it's not going to accidentally open on you in your pocket. Let's see. The handle materials, for whatever they are, I want to say aluminum, kind of like the Benchmade 940 maybe. It's actually not slippery at all. I mean, it's perfect gripness, in my opinion. As you can see, they kind of integrated this one scale to go all the way over. It's just perfect. Love it. Yeah, these grooves, they don't really do anything for handle or what would you call it? I just said it for grip. But they probably definitely make the knife lighter, and it looks cooler than having just a blank piece of, like I said, I guess aluminum, I don't know. It's very, very thick, as you can see. Okay. And these are not going anywhere. The pocket clip is awesome. I love Benchmade's pocket clips. The lip on it is very big. This part right here isn't too flat, so it rides in the pocket very nice. The handle on this thing is great. There's not a hot spot. In reverse grip, if you're going to kill somebody or whatever the hell you carry it like that for, your middle finger is right in that little groove on the pocket clip. I don't know if it forcibly goes there because it's grooved like that, or if my hand just naturally grabs it like that. One of the biggest complaints for me, I do work around a lot of salt water, and the steel, I've never had a single issue with the rust. I don't really oil it. Maybe every month or two I'll put a drop of Ballast or WD-40. I don't really care. It's my work knife. I've had good luck with WD-40. I'll put a drop on it, rub it into the black coating because this is porous and it'll prevent rusting. But for a $220 knife, it would be nice to have a better steel. Like I said, it is nice because it doesn't rust. It takes a great edge. But it'd still be nice to have better steel. One thing I do notice is that it does dull very fast. The edge of this knife, not the serrations, but the actual flat part right here and up there. But it doesn't chip. I've never had it chip on me with a lot of the stuff that I've been cutting. I actually, what did I hit? I hit metal on the tip one time, and I picked it up and looked at it in a hurry. I'm like, oh shit. And it ended up not being chipped. So it does bend a lot. It does dull, but it drops really easy, really well. And then once it gets really bad, I'll put it on the wicked edge, take some ceramics and strop it real quick, and it's back to razor sharpness. But it does, the edge does bend pretty easy with the steel that it has. The glass breaker on it, I was talking about it earlier. It's not the pointiest, but I trust it. The knife is very comfortable to use, I guess, for all the glass breaking needs that you're going to have. It doesn't really hurt at all. The blade on this thing is nice and thick. Nice Tonto on it. Yeah, and as much as I've carried this thing, it does, I guess whatever this material is really porous, because like I said, it is pretty grippy, even though it looks very smooth. And like if I rub it on a paper towel or something, not even hard, just like rub a paper towel or something on it, it'll have all the porous stuff on there. And as much pocket lint or as whatever as you would think I'd have, I've never had a single issue with it. The worst area for lint is right there on the actual button. I'm holding the blade against the thing so it doesn't pop, but yeah, right there, that's where it cakes up a lot. I just took it apart and cleaned it so it looks nice and pretty, but right there where that thicker metal piece is, it cakes up right there really bad, and I've still never had a single issue. If you're going to take apart this knife, just a heads up, I actually can't think of the word. I messed up one of my bits because I was trying to take out this screw for this stop pin right there. I was trying to take out the screw for that, and it's not necessary. If you're going to take this thing apart, like I was telling you earlier, they take all the same bits. You just need to take these out and the scale comes off easy. This is spring loaded, obviously. That's how it gets pushed back out. So just be careful that doesn't fly off. The tension is perfect, so when you pull it off, it usually just stays or falls off. Putting the blade back in can be a little tricky. I'm not really going to go over it, but basically you want to put it in the blade and then push the bottom, put the part that goes in the blade in there, put it on the pivot, and then push the bottom part into the scale instead of putting the spring in the scale and then trying to push the part that goes into the blade. Sorry if you're confused, just skip that part. I'm just letting everybody else know who's going to look into this. After that, just look at it and put it back together. It goes together really easy. The screws are perfect. They never strip. I've taken it apart multiple times. This thing right here is really funny, as with most knives, and especially my Benchmades, I've noticed, is you could turn it a millionth, billionth of a turn, like no turn at all hardly, and it'll pop open like, and it'll stop because it's so tight. Loosen it all the way and then turn it just to where it's barely tight, and I noticed this auto will tighten itself. Like if it's just a little bit loose and it's got a little bit of blade play, you can tighten it a little bit, very, very, very little bit, and it'll be good. And over time, it'll kind of just work its way in. It's never needed Loctite. I've carried this thing for probably 6 months and maybe had 2 instances where this got loose. One cool thing I did notice whenever I was drinking in the backyard with my wooden table and just farting around with it is, had it open, stabbed the table, and this locked on itself. And I know I was telling you earlier it's very positive, but for that to happen, that's pretty cool. I just think it's just a neat little feature because, okay, nope, didn't do it, but yeah, it was pretty cool. Just stabbed it and it actually locked itself. So there's not really much else to say about it, guys. It's a lot more lightweight than you would think it would be. Just know your knife laws. If you can't even own an auto, I wouldn't even spend the money on it. Get something you're gonna enjoy, guys. Yeah. So if there's anything I missed, please let me know. There's some jimping on the glass breaker. Like I said, this is a very comfortable knife. It's my everyday carry while I'm at work. Whenever I'm just a normal citizen or whatever, I carry all my knives just randomly, whatever one I feel like goes best with what I'm wearing or whatever. This one is an amazing work knife. It really is. Like I said, the steel on it could be a little better, but it never has chipped on me as many things as I've hit with it. Especially that one time I really thought the tip of the edge was going to chip, and it didn't. And that really surprised me. It drops very well, gets a great polish on it. As you can see, the mirror edge, or whatever you want to call it. Just an awesome knife, guys. I love it a lot. Probably, if you can afford it, this is the best work knife for the buck. Bang for your buck work knife. Sorry, however you want to say it. if you want an auto and you don't use leather gloves a lot, you might want to go with a Pro Tech or something a bit lighter, something not so huge, not so thick. This is the spine compared to DPX. Son of a gun, I always have the worst luck with these things. Okay, so you can see there's quite a significant difference. But the Benchmade's a bit heavier. Yeah, guys, it's a good knife. It really is. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, post them on the video. I am on Reddit. I'm not going to say my name on here, but I link it on Reddit, so you guys know who I am. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll answer them as best as I can. Thank you, guys.